Hey guys, welcome back to Wise Cracks. Myself, Bill Krackenberger, with Randy McKay. I have to admit it, Randy. You texted me the other night. You said you were at the Minnesota, or you were in Minnesota?
Yep, I
Okay.
was in Minneapolis at the Vikings-Bears game.
Oh, okay. And now you're in a garage in the northern part of Canada. Like, where are you at right now?
I rent a loft up here in North Dakota. I'm at my buddy's place here in North Dakota. He's got a
Oh,
showroom.
okay. I thought you were in Winnipeg. I thought you
Yeah,
were.
the server comes from Winnipeg.
Oh, the server comes from Winnipeg. Okay, so
Yeah,
you're not in Winnipeg. I was thinking, 'cause Winnipeg,
no,
I know someone lives up there, and he told me that's like one of the coldest places on the earth. And I always say I'd like to go there though, just the one time, just to experience that nice, like January, February weather. Have you been up there though? You've been up that way, Randy, or no?
yeah, this is where I grew up and near my hometown,
Oh,
Findlay,
okay.
North Dakota.
No, no,
Yeah,
no. I
come
meant
on up
Canada
here.
because
We'll take you ice
you know
fishing.
you're not going to believe this. I've never been ice fishing. I'd love to do it. I used to go
Yeah.
fishing when I was a kid, with my dad all the time. And literally, you just put a hole in the ice of the lake. Is the lake going to hold both of us together? I don't know. I get a little nervous
Oh
about
yeah.
that, but okay. Really cool, really cool. But yeah, so Randy, are you on a casino run? Are you doing casino stuff, or you sent me a $20,000 jackpot you hit?
Yeah, I got to hit a nice one when I got back to Colorado. Hit a jackpot there. I've been checking the casino. I went to casino last night. They got these new games I didn't do very well on, but I was playing
Oh,
100. I was playing a slot at 125 a spin. So
oh,
the
you sent me a picture of that. You could tell them, listen, we talk. We're very transparent here.
yeah.
So you lost five figures. Am I right?
Yeah, I did. Unfortunately, I never got a bonus till the end one, and that's the way it goes sometimes on these high volatility slots. But you can also that can swing the other way too. So in the long run, you're going to get your EV if you play them. So
It,
I played one and unfortunately got rinsed. Our new term if you have a
oh,
loss like that.
yeah, rinsed means you get really whacked. Am I right? Rinsed.
Yeah, kind of like my
Yeah.
football picks a little bit last week too. It seemed like every game I
Yeah.
was bad turnover luck, and that kind of happens.
Isn't that unfortunate? So the weeks before, you went like 3-0 one day, 1 week last month, 4-0. Actually, we can call it 5-0, really, because you won the second part of the teaser. So 5-0 2 weeks ago, and then last week 0-3 in the NFL and 0-1 in college. And I'm surprised. At least we got some professional people that didn't come after us or come after you, and they realize in the end you're winning for the year and you're going to win. So, um, you know, I got a text from one of my guys, and now that I think about it, this is all unprepared. You have to give me a second. I got a pretty good text about the market and situationally this time of the year, how tough the market is. Okay, here. Oh yeah, this late in the year, there's injuries, of course, that you can bet. However, the lines are just as efficient, even on a Monday morning, 6 days before the games, which is not typical. Monday morning, we're usually going on some sharp stuff that moves. I did get a hold ahead of the Kansas City move. I actually gave that out to all of my crack wins guys, like just in time before it started moving everywhere. And +3, which is now they're -3.5. I'll tell you though, Randy, I am not a guy who middles and scalps. I don't middle. I don't. I bet and I don't middle games. It's just something I don't do because I guess because I'm not over betting. Maybe if I was over betting, it'd be different. And Randy, every week during the season, because you're in some contest, you're asking me for what did I bet, and I just send you copies of my accounts. I don't care. I always do. And I'll tell you right now, just not only did I send this out to everyone, but I bet it. I bet the Chiefs +3. So I want to tell
Nice.
you, bet a good bet plus. However, I'm seriously considering getting off some of this bet if it goes to 4 the other way. Not just because of the 7 point middle. You really can't say seven because the zero. Well, we haven't had a tie game this year, but I just think that it's a good bet plus four the other side. It's plus 3.5 now, almost everywhere. I think Houston, this Kansas City team, they just don't cover. They just don't cover. Houston's fighting for the playoff life here. So they really have to have a spectacular end last few games here. But I normally wouldn't consider that. And this is all based on Mahomes' information, but even if he comes in, which he's supposed to play now, of course, I don't know how healthy he's going to be. And based on even when he is healthy, this team just doesn't cover. They just they're the anti-cover machine, but yet they win 13-1. They know how to win. So do you ever do that, Randy? Or do you ever middle and scalp, or no? Are you just like me? You bet enough what you're comfortable with. Why overbet? I didn't know it was going to be 7-point movement here. I would have bet. Listen, it would have been a giant bet if I knew it was going to be a 7-point movement. So my question to you is, do you ever come back the other way where it's just too much, where both sides of the game are positive EV, or do you kind of just stay with the hot side, which I always did my whole life, really?
And it's funny you're talking about this game, because if Mahomes doesn't play, the quarterback for the Chiefs is Carson Wentz, and he's a native of Bismarck, North Dakota. So,
oh wow,
just for your information. So,
yeah,
only time I've done that this season is I've been on both sides of the teasers like 2 or 3 times. I've had +8 either way, +8.5 either way. So
yeah,
yeah, we bet a teaser early at the +2.5 up to 8.5, and then it swings the other way. And then I took the other team up to 8.5. That's kind of fun to have those, but
yeah,
the way I would do it. But maybe Houston at +4 is a pretty good bet. I just have to see the injury report there at the
sure.
end. Yeah, I wouldn't be a problem with that Houston +4.
I'll still hold I'll hold more. I always held more on the hot side, even when I started in the '90s, always holding more, middling and scalping with very little bankroll. This is even before when the internet was just about to start. Middling and scalping was great, and that's how I built up a bankroll. If it wasn't for that, if the internet was out back then, no way I would be able to amass a bankroll and start betting. But I always kept a little more on the hot side. But to be real blunt, I actually gave the bookmakers more money on the other side. If I would be better off just having the hot side of the games, especially back then. Might be a little bit different now. The markets are a little more efficient now. So, talk about a couple subjects. Sports books that are holding double digit house edge. Believe it or not, there are so many markets that are holding double digit. I heard the Barstool guys recently, which were sent over to one of the sports books. I rather not get the percentage. I don't want to give my sources out and I really don't want to embarrass. It's not a nice thing to do anyway. I really don't usually do that. Though I'm more open to doing that now if I help people and save them money. I'll just say that when these places are holding an upwards of 20, that's right, 20%. Do you know what Las Vegas holds? 3-4%. You know what Pinnacle used to hold in the late '90s, early 2000s? 3%. They were very happy. So imagine a sports book holding 19. By the way, that's the real number. 19% off. That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's printing money. But then again, like an old bookmaker told me when he was sent money, this is 20 some years ago, and he said, "Listen, Crack, whatever people send us for deposit, I could spend 85% of it and never have to worry." That's unbelievable. Talking 15% of the money goes back home. So for every $100, spends 85. That's just unbelievable. But yeah, the books years ago used to string you along and string you along. 11 to 10, that would eat you up. You'd win a little, you'd lose a little, give you a little back and forth action. Now it's like a sniper comes in and hits you right between the eyes. No, it really is. It's so different now. They're charging literally double and triple the juice of what it used to be, promoting these same game parlays and promoting parlays that don't even pay what a bad parlay is supposed to pay. So it's just disgusting. Terrible teaser prices, these parlay odds. It's just so sickening what you see. And now, Randy, I don't know if you're up there in the country you are, doing your own hunting or whatever you're doing, ice fishing. I don't know what's going on over there. Have you been following the news a little bit with this Safe Gambling Act? Have you been
Oh
following
yeah.
this? Okay. Listen, we don't know if it's ever going to go through or anything. The sports books got a lot to say. There's a lot of money going their ways. Um, but a couple of, I guess, senators, or I posted a little something on it this morning. Um, Listen, there's a lot of it that I like. There's a lot of it I don't like either. It's so stupid, some of the things. But you think they would consult with a professional sports bettor first before they just throw these regulations out there, and this or what they're proposing anyway. But I have to tell you, even though I make my living sports betting and I make my living talking about sports, I think that I'm a rare bird where I promote a real safe and responsible gambling a lot of times. I talk about it to kids. I talk about it. Um, Recently, Las Vegas had a seminar here. I went and spoke. Um, I, I'm on both sides of the fence here, but I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you how I promote it compared to the way these other people are promoting it that couldn't win with tomorrow's newspaper open, yet they have their picks and their specials. And I'm not just talking about social media influencers, they're the biggest part of it, really, but also the ads on TV, which glamorize and glorify it and look so fun and easy. And one of your favorite celebrities or a retired athlete or coach promoting it. And I think there's a portion of the country maybe getting a little bit tired of it. But I have said for years, every college in America has a gambling problem. And I've been saying for years that we're going to see a big fallout in the future, not just from the degens and the craziness, but lawyers, doctors, business type, Wall Street. And the biggest part is the under 30 crowd, these kids. I'm seeing some numbers. They actually sound a little crazy, though. 4 out of 5 people are addicted to gambling under 30. I don't know if we're at that number, but I wouldn't be surprised if, especially the college kids and stuff, if it's in the upwards of 30%, 40%. I'm not going to say it's 80, but it's bad. It's bad, and the way it's being promoted and stuff. And I've seen some videos. I don't know if it's going to reach opioid addiction levels, but I'll tell you, nothing would surprise me because it's so accepted now compared to years ago. Even our parents, Randy, I'm sure even your mom and your family were like, well, what are you at the beginning? What are you doing? Are you doing it? Are you okay? Are you gambling? Right? Oh my God, you're going to be a gambler. I would like you to see a huge education. Not that I had any education. I had the streets as my education, but education. And it's just, listen, I'm almost, you get beat in the face here. I literally am almost done teaching people and helping people too with certain parts of this. Now, what I mean by that is, Randy, I have friends still that show me their tickets this morning at breakfast. I give up. Showing me 8-teamers and, oh, I know you don't like this crack. Let me show you the 6-teamer that I hit. Like it just, it doesn't. I don't even want to teach people no more, because if I'm trying to teach my own friends around me not to bet these stupid sucker parlays, and they're betting it, what shot do the civilians have? Joe Public at home. What shot do they have? I mean, I don't know. Do you have anything to say about anything I just said? I know I
Yeah,
went on for a
I
while.
got two things. Doesn't this Sportsbook hold and all the gouging kind of correlate with the strips with the deal on the strip with the pricing in Vegas? I just stayed at one of the strip places, and luckily I have comps, so I didn't have to pay that kind of price for their meals. But that correlates kind of with what the sports books are doing now. And those two senators may be looking for an envelope. We have a buddy that used to give Harry Reid an envelope. Maybe they're trying to get the Harry Reid treatment.
Wow.
What they're
Wow.
doing. So maybe they're
You know,
looking for a little help from the sports book, get that
that's
envelope in the pocket.
scary subject there. Yeah. I just went by the airport and took a video last week and said, "Wow, look at this beautiful Christmas decorations, and look how beautiful the airport is." I just took that, but I must have erased it. But I literally took a video out there. That's a beautiful airport. Harry Reid's name out there on the airport.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, we
they
know a
only
couple
do,
things.
right?
We
Like
know
our
a couple
buddy said.
things. Uh, but yeah, no. I'll tell you, I didn't think of it like that. Though people looking for, I don't know why. Maybe I'm a little bit. Maybe because I'm so I'm so pro. I don't want to say anti-gambling, but I just try to help people because I know what it is. I was an 8, 9-year-old kid. I was sneaking to the racetrack, sneaking around. I talk about it every week. I don't mean to be repetitive, but I was that kid, so I know exactly what it is. I was the rare person though that someone showed me proper gambling and proper thing. And let me tell you something though, Randy. I may have never told you this. I told the public sometimes, but there's even sometimes that I'll overplay a video poker promotion, probably without even realizing it or just sitting around, maybe being a little bored. Um, like we have a guy in town, our buddy in town here, and I say buddy, he is a friend. I get like 500 a week, plus I get built up cash back about 700 a week here, and you do too when you come to town. Like I don't know the proper amount to stop at sometimes. I think, oh, if I put 50,000 through, I know I still have an edge, having 1.4% of getting back when I'm playing a 99% game. So I know plus the, food, bonuses, other perks. So, and then you have to use the applied cash back you're going to get this trip. There's a lot of little factors you can put in there. But sometimes I'll even overplay. You text me last week, I'll tell the public here. So you text me, oh, I lost 3,000 on that deal. And I went in a couple of days later and I lost 3,000 on the deal. Now, granted, I just won 15,000 there in the past like 6 weeks. Like I ran a little bit lucky there, but I lost 3,000 the other day. And for the year, even winning the 15,000, I'm down money. I'm down money in 2024 in that casino, getting that 700, 750 a week because it depends on how much cash back I have. I'm still down money for the year. Maybe I don't have to give them as much because I show a loss in the system. I thought about that driving home. Maybe I don't have to lose 3,000. Maybe I can lose 1,500 and still get that same deal, knowing I didn't put the coin through. Because a lot of times, Randy, let's face it, a lot of times, all the casino cares about is the bottom line. I'm a big South Point guy. I love South Point. I do. I love it there. I love the restaurants. I talk about them all the time. To be real blunt, I talked bad about them today to somebody. I said, how could South Point not be smart enough to retweet something? I just put a whole thing up on them, on their restaurants, 50% off using your points, and the quality of the restaurant, how cheap they are, and how good the food is, though. How can their socials, how can Michael Golan not have someone that says, hey, this guy tagged us? Not that Michael will get involved. This guy tagged us. The very best advertisement we can have is to have someone on the outside that's not being paid tweet out something and get 5 figures of views. Our goal is to hire a social media person and to get 5-figure views anyway. So, Chris Andrews in the Sportsbook, he's my buddy, and I don't say anything to him. I just put the tweets up. He tweets them out. He's a director. He tweets them out. So Chris is smart enough to do that, but yet Michael or whoever else is running the joint over there, I don't know who was doing your socials. It must be an outside company because anyone with common sense would definitely retweet the stuff. You guys don't. I don't get anything to do it. I'll go in there and pay sometimes for food. I only get comps based on my gambling. So I don't know how I got on this subject. That's why it's a great unscripted thing that we talk about.
Yeah, I'm surprised all these casinos don't have like some kind of social media. Like Circa's very good about retweeting stuff, stuff I
Yes.
put there, and it goes
Yes.
across the sportsbook. Even there's that
I
right on
forgot about that.
there. They'll show the tweets you make sometime at Circa. If you put up a good one, they'll put it up there. Every casino should do that. They should promote like these influencers coming in to play, videoing.
Definitely.
That only gives them more
Definitely.
credit, I think. I don't know if they would ever turn that down.
Randy, guys like you and me, we're not getting paid from the casino to do that stuff. We're
No.
doing it because it's a real view. It's a real opinion that we have. How can't they retweet these things or at least respond to you or tag you back? Or and not that I even want them to. I don't need their views. I'm just saying for their own good, though. Like, you know what it is too, Randy? If I'm Derek Stevens or Michael Gaughan, I'm never hiring anyone in the influencer marketing, handling my socials that doesn't have common sense, decision making skills, and that doesn't gamble. I need you to gamble to be able to work my and represent my place. That's the way it is. So, and I'm not saying that that's the way it is everywhere. And Circa is good over there. They do. All of the guys follow me, and I promote them. But yeah, I'm get mad at them too, Randy, because how can
Yeah.
guys like me and you only get a small fraction of a percent of comp on our sportsbook accounts compared to Joe Public? He comes up and gets literally 10 to 20 times more than we get. I want to Bill Crackerberger and a Randy McKay betting with me. I want to know which way the line's going. I need you. I need you more than some of my sportsbook people that are working in risk. I need Randy. I need Bill Crackerberger betting me. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll shut out to Derek maybe and see if he could change it around for us or something. Okay. Yeah, no matter how much I say or do the betting the parlays, yeah, that's so true. God, the parlays just I couldn't believe that this morning. I'm going to embarrass. I'm not saying his name, but I mean, you go to breakfast with me every week, and I just turn in the 16er to me, even though I've told him multiple times. Randy, you know what our town has all over the place, and you know, I'm not trying to take business away from anyone, but we have pawn shops and title loans and all over. I understand when it's by the strip. When I go to Atlantic City, I see all that Pacific Avenue with pawn stuff. We have them all over town. I mean, local areas, Summerlin, Henderson. That really concerns me because some of these places are charging more juice than a street loan shark. I mean, the juice these places charge is unbelievable, taking advantage of the public. That's all I'll tell you. And again, this has to have something to do with the laws and what they're allowed to do. They're not doing nothing wrong. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing, what they're legally allowed to do, I should say. So we need to get in the business where we undercut them by a couple percent and get all the business. But yeah, you know, and I won't even go into these places because people tell me, oh, you know, you have to go in them because, and by the way, there's some great videos on YouTube of our pawn shops in town that have some really good bargains for guys like me and you that want to buy something, some really good stuff. But I don't even go in. You want to know why? The way they treat you. They treat you like you're a thief, like you're a thug, like you're a scale. I don't want to hear. I don't want to be treated like that. I'm coming in and giving you money for stuff. I won't even buy nothing off these places. I'll pay full retail somewhere online or Amazon and get something new and not have to get nothing used or deal with people like that. But we have them everywhere. These title loans, again, another buddy. I'm not going to mention his name. I helped the guy out a lot. He's a really good guy. He, I just don't know if I want to even say anything else. But, and I swear to God, and this is so true. I help him out with like a lot of things, and like, so I'll actually help him out by paying his title loan on his car. It doesn't matter because you can't help people because they're just going to go back with the title loan after you pay it off of them and get more money. And I had no idea. I probably didn't realize what a title loan was. I heard of it, but just so you could take your car down there as long as it's paid off. You give them the title to your car, and they just charge you at crazy, crazy juice. And you know, we live in a town, but it's not only here though. These title loan places are all across the country. They're everywhere. It just happens that they're in a lot of gambling destinations. Let's face it, all over this country they have these places, and it just now it's even going to be they're even going to be busier because of all these younger generation that has been shown gambling and you know shown these new sports books. I say new now they're 7 8 years old, 7 years old, and they're shown all these new places and they're just being eaten to death by triple juice. First of all of the sports books, the money lines they charge are ridiculous. And baseball, I'm used to 10-cent lines. I used to have a dozen shops with 10-cent lines. Now all these new companies do not have 10-cent lines. That's why, thank God, we still have some places in town here that use a 10-cent line, unlike most of the other places. And you know what, Randy? Speaking of that, you said you were in town
Time for
here.
my pawn shop story.
Oh, go ahead. Of course, do your pawn shop story first.
So there used to be two places around Vegas, one in Henderson and one in Summerlin, where you had to have a paycheck to get this four of a kind, to get double on a four of a kind. So I used to go to this pawn shop, buy Jerry's Nugget, and get 20 paychecks, like $200, close to 200 without the VIG. And so I get 10 paychecks, and then I go around to these, two places playing these, it comes out to about a 4 or 5% edge if you have double four of a kinds. So I was doing that back in the day to build my bankroll. So that's my pawn shop's AP story.
Well, now hold it. Time out. AP Advantage Player. What the pawn shop had video poker inside?
No, but they would make paychecks for you. So I didn't have no job, right?
I didn't hear
You
that.
needed to have a paycheck to use to do the promotion. So
Gotcha.
of course
Gotcha.
I had to go to the pawn shop, and they made me look like an employee of the pawn shop.
Randy, you got so many moves. Oh my God. People would love it. You can write a book on these stories. So let me give you I wrote this down as a note. Let me give you a few new businesses that popped up in the last few years for casinos. One, parking. Parking is a business here. It's an absolute business. Where was I at the other night? Oh, Saturday night, someone invited me to an Italian restaurant at MGM. There was nothing really going on. Saturday in December, where normally it's pretty slow, but there was people there. There was a lot of Cowboys in town still that didn't leave. Most of them leave the next day. It was $50, $50 to park. Now, granted, I have one of their better cards, so I don't have to pay to park. And I think they give the locals 3 hours, I believe, anyway. But $50, if you're flying in town, renting a car, which I always recommend doing, you're paying $50 to park. That's a business. No wonder why they have 5 or 6 people around different areas throughout the parking garage helping people, and they're paying them $12, $13, $14 an hour. Of course they are. They're getting $50 a car on a Saturday. I mean, it's a business now, and it bothers me. It just bothers me. The coin machines now, I say coin machines, excuse me, the kiosks that cashier vouchers, we know that's a business now. There's no more coin shortages. Yeah, okay. Yeah, take it there. The coin shortages. That just became a business. And now they make a lot of money because people don't use the vouchers, throw them away, they expire. The state I heard the state takes 75% of vouchers that expire, and the casino only gets 25%. I didn't even know that. I thought the casino got it all. So that's a business, but for the state and the casinos. And by the way, that also eliminates a department from the casino. Remember the hard count department? Hard count used to go to every single machine, take the bag of coins, the hopper, used to take all the coins out of the hopper, put empty ones onto the machine, and take those coins and dump them out and count them at night, put them in count machines. That doesn't even happen anymore. There's not even a hard count anymore at most casinos.
People must have used to be like spineless type people, because they would roll. I remember they'd get way down. I couldn't imagine they would wear these braces on their back and stuff, but
Yes.
they had to way down there to get those, especially when the coins used to spill down when you had to feed the coins.
If you had to feed the coins, you would hear them drop on the floor when the machine was full. You'd hear them hit the wood. So, and when Randy says spineless, he doesn't mean, he literally means physically spineless, not spineless as in making fun of them. Because they would bend all down and have to get all those coins.
Unbelievable.
We have a younger
work down to get that.
I'd like to know if people that are watching this show, I know we get a lot of younger guys, but we get some old school guys too, that even remember that when you would put coins in, if the machine was too full, and I used to say, listen to this, look at how much money this machine made. It's hitting the pile of coins and falling onto the wooden floor. I was saying, look at this machine. This has got to pay out. It's got to. Just my brain, But that's Joe Public. When I was there, I used to think kind of the same thing. Well, Randy, let's get into some of your picks. Let's get into some of your picks and see where where you're at this week. Let me pull up my Spank Odds live odds here and get the football up, and you could see if you can bury some more people this week. Okay. Um,
Go
I'm
Red
just
State.
kidding. I'm just kidding. You've been having a good season. I'm joking, and you're winning better. So, all right, let's go. Let's go. Let's see what you got.
I got two sides and one teaser
Perfect.
and one FCS game.
Okay.
So you want me to say the sides and do the teaser?
Oh yeah, you're right. Bill Krackenberger, forgetting everything. What I
That's all
want
right.
you to do is give me your sides, give me your FCS, and give me your teaser. Then we'll go over it. And some people were in the comments were saying that I was rushing you. I'm not rushing you. I want to do this so I can put that out in a clip on Twitter, and then you can take all the time you want to explain why. So give us the sides and the teaser, and then we'll get into the reasons why.
Now the first side, I'm going to go back with the Pittsburgh Steelers here, getting 6.5.
Yep.
Probably might even get a 7, depending on the injuries. Could be some injuries maybe in this game.
Yeah, this game is pretty solid. This is a Saturday game, by the way, guys. Pretty solid 6, but however, circa is 6.5. So this game could go to 7, +7 minus $1.30 right now at Pinnacle. Okay, next.
Going back with the Carolina Panthers, role reversal last week. They're back as a dog this week with Arizona coming to town.
+5. Okay, next.
And then the teaser is or the FCS play is home North Dakota State getting +3 against
+3
the
everywhere.
South Dakota State Jackrabbits.
+3.5 at DraftKings and MGM, just to let people know. Okay. Teaser.
And teaser is Thursday night Denver Broncos up to 8.5.
Okay, Thursday. Yep.
And you compare them down with the Cincinnati Bengals down to 1.5.
Cincinnati with Cleveland -1.5. Perfect. Okay. Now let's go into the reasoning why. We could start out with your first game. Would you get Pittsburgh first?
Yep, Pittsburgh first. Okay. And questionable with the injuries here. Always, might even get a better number here. We might not have Pickens on offense, the good wide receiver. He's a head case, but of course, if he plays, he'll make a difference. And without TJ Watt, Pittsburgh has struggled. So if he doesn't play, hopefully he plays in some capacity there to add some pass rush here to control Lamar Jackson. But if they don't play, you'll see that line jump. But I'm suspecting they play in some capacity. So still kind of like the Steelers, we still might get a 7 here. Tough loss versus Philly. They were hanging in there till, of course, I had bad luck on the turnovers last week till their running back Harris fumbled the ball there on the pitch play when they're gonna probably maybe even take the lead in that game, and then Philly took over, controlled the ball. Tomlin made a mistake to punt the ball with about 10 minutes to go, and then they never saw the ball after that. Upgrade to probably Philly's team here, probably looking like one of the best teams going down the stretch. So give a lot of credit there. This game was 18-16 the last time they played. Steelers got the victory. I can see this game being that kind of game. This time we got the better field goal kicker too. The kicker for Baltimore, Tucker, has been struggling. So if it comes down to that, I like the Steelers here, and usually a game that's decided by 3 points. So getting extra points here is a bonus.
Okay, Carolina Panthers getting 5 versus Arizona at a couple of spots in town. The Westgate +5 -0.8. Let's see what you got.
Yeah,
Let's see why.
Good for the Westgate to go that -108 this year. And congratulations also to Jay Cornegay on his retirement. If I don't know if he'll listen, but I know him pretty well. Very good guy.
Good guy.
Carolina laid an egg last week, and we laid off them because there was a role reversal type play. Hadn't been a favorite in 34 straight games. Almost looked at playing Dallas at a +3. Probably should have pulled the trigger on that one. But they're back to their usual role here as an underdog. This team was playing well up to last week. Their defense has gotten better. And this Bryce Young had a bad game last week. I think he'll come back to form here against an Arizona team where their defense isn't nothing to brag about. their offense can be explosive at times, but their defense, they got a few good players, but they give up some scores here. So I think Carolina will be in this game the whole time. A bad scheduling spot here for the Arizona Cardinals. They got they got the Rams on deck, and then San Fran for the last game. So I always look for competitive teams down the stretch here, and the Carolina Panthers looks like that team.
Okay, and your teaser starting out with Thursday, Denver Broncos. You like them bringing them up through the key numbers of 3-7, up to 8.5.
Yeah, and we were on the Chargers earlier this year against the Broncos. Nice, easy winner there for us. These two teams are different now. This Denver team playing much better than the Chargers. I see this game being much closer, short week, not a too rough of a travel for Denver here going to LA. And also, this LA Charger team is pretty banged up here, so it's going to be tough for them to win by more than 8.5 if they win the game at all. So I like the Denver Broncos here a little bit. If it goes to 3, probably even a straight bet as well.
Okay, and you're going to tease the other side of that. Cincinnati Bengals at home. They're -7.5, so taking them down to a 1.5 over Cleveland.
Too much offense here for the Cleveland Browns. This Cincinnati team scores a lot of points. They give up a lot of points on defense. They have been a little bit more opportunistic here with the turnovers, getting some turnovers from the opponents. Cleveland's starting their third string quarterback. This they call him DTR, this Robinson kid. Problems all on the offensive line, injuries all over the place has ruined this Cleveland's team season, along with a lot of headache at quarterback. So I don't see this game. I see this game getting out of hand. Cincinnati, leaves the other team in it, but I see them at least winning by a field goal.
Okay. Go to your FCS game. South Dakota State playing North Dakota State. You like North Dakota State plus the 3. It's +3 even money at a couple spots. Like I said, DraftKings and BetMGM plus 3.5. Mine is $1.15, I should have said. Why do you like North Dakota State there?
And our mutual friend T-Bone, he likes Montana State this week, so I'll add that a little bit too.
Okay.
-8. He got the good number at 7. I unfortunately didn't hit the opening number, but
I can't bet it if you got it at 7 and now it's 8. I can't play it. I can't play a key number like that. But the reason why you like North Dakota State?
Okay, this is they call it the Dakota Marker game. Was played earlier this year. Same situation in Fargo, North Dakota. NDSU won. North Dakota State won by a late touchdown. I see this. These two teams are so familiar with each other, getting any kind of points. I was surprised by this move today, and getting any kind of points here is a bonus. This Fargo Dome will be very loud, and the Bison might be getting back their All-American safety here for this game. Could make a big difference on defense, stop that Jackrabbit offense. Also, two very good quarterbacks here. Gronowski's won 2 FCS titles for South Dakota State. Cam Miller's had an excellent season here for the Bison, and I believe he'll hold together this Bison offense and keep this game very close. This will be a fun game to watch.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Let's close out. We're talking about our sponsor, heritagesports.eu. And of course, listen, one of the best values in sports betting. They have a 20% cash sign-up bonus right now. 108 juice. 108 on sides is unbelievable. You can go right to their site and look. They have the get out of your bet halftime bonus, which they'll actually pick a game at least once a month during the season. They select the game where if you bet on the game, you can get out of your bet at the halftime for free. So if you're losing and you don't like your bet, you can get out of your bet. And literally, if something's 35-0, then you can get out of your bet. Obviously, you do that in that situation. Great bonuses, like I said, and they've been around 30 years, which means the most. They have what they're calling here Bitcoin insurance, rebates, racebook rebates, birthday free parlays, free contest. Even that's pretty funny. I'm looking at the site. Free contest, even if you're broke. Well, that's kind of interesting. I don't know about that, but I see it on the site. So they have that. They have them kind of bonuses over there, and they've been in business for years. heritagesports.eu. Randy, appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you next week. We're gonna change the schedule around next week. We're gonna try to get out because, of course, next week being Christmas Day, we're gonna be probably doing this on either Tuesday or Thursday. Where are you at, Randy? Then are you elk hunting or something? What are you doing next week?
So I'm traveling back to Colorado Friday for bedding, and then I'll be in Phoenix at my brother's. The connection should be okay there. So
Nice.
I'll be
Oh,
in
you came
Phoenix for
through. You
Christmas.
came
So
through good in the bunker you're in now. You came through all right. So good. Look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you guys for watching and following, subscribing, commenting. I got back to a lot of comments this week. Try to always get back to everybody. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week on Wisecracks.